All four of these kids are phenomenal kids, and they would be in a lesser district. But many of the things they talked about are the things that you probably saw already are on the list to be cut. And I've heard in our community, out to dinner with friends, at the grocery store, other places, that it's a scare tactic. They're not really going to cut all of these things. That's not the case. These programs, whether it's STEM or TV, even electives like contemporary world issues, can be cut by the fall. Certainly theater and other things are on the chopping block. And so I think for us, as a member of the community, yes, as a teacher, as a guy who went to school at Streetsboro, I'm asking myself, and I hope we all ask ourselves, who do we want to be as a community? Do we want to be the destination district that we are now, and we're continuing to be in a bigger and better way all the time? Or a departure district that people don't want to be a part of and are trying to leave as quickly as possible? I see us right now like on the cusp of being an incredible destination district. And that's who I want us to be. That's who you want us to be, right? And I think we need people to feel that, to want us to be a destination district. We also want to make good investments. We passed a bond issue and chose to build two things with our own money. The state paid for half of most everything. But the auditorium at the high school and the football field and track, we said, the state doesn't build those, we're building them ourselves. And so we built a multi-million-dollar auditorium and a multi-million-dollar football field and track. What will happen to the auditorium in the fall? Theater classes, songwriting, etc. will be cut, and the auditorium will be turned into a holding tank, a large study hall. That's a terrible investment. I sound biased because it directly impacts my job. But as a community member, it's a terrible investment. I went to Streetsboro from 88 to 92, and I was put in those holding tanks. I didn't have the same opportunities. I had some of the same ones. The wrestling team was doing well then. Radio station, there were a few there. But I remember going to study halls in the cafeteria with 100 people because there was nowhere else for us to go. Big lecture halls, holding tanks. The auditorium would become that. What a waste, right? We have a great football field and track, but we're going to consolidate and not have full middle school teams, not have a freshman team. So we have this great field for whom? We want to maintain those middle school teams, right? And freshman teams. So I think whether athletics, performing arts, or academics, otherwise, we've got to look at all of that and maximize our investment. The TV studio, if we don't bring TV production back, it's going to sit there. Rick Charlton, who works at the high school, his wife produces Fox 8's 9 o'clock morning show. She walked in and said, this gear is as good as ours. How incredible for people to have that opportunity. How terrible for it to sit and collect dust, right? We already have it. Maximize our investment. I wanted to, and some of you already know this because your daughters were a part or they came to camp, but the theater thing we have going is really cool. And it's a great example of a destination district. So in just 2 years, we opened our doors 2 years ago, we have had a chance to do 10 shows at the high school. Before, we were sharing a gymnasium and trying to schedule around sports. We were traveling because we had no home. So in 2 years, we've done 10 shows featuring over 300 people, many of whom are high school students, but also kids K to 12 and people from other districts who are clawing and scratching to come to Streetsboro wanting parts in Streetsboro shows. We allow that because it's great for our kids. Caden will tell you, if you have a great workout partner in wrestling, it makes you a better wrestler. So you train with people from other teams sometimes, right? So we bring them over because they want to be in Streetsboro. That's not going to be the case if everything changes come May. So who do we want to be? I have kids right now who will shoot me a text like recently graduated from high school in college. I think our kids are obtaining through these programs real skills that are leading to real jobs and real money for them. I'll give you a couple examples. Zach Keba is a guy who graduated a number of years ago, but not too long ago. And I saw him getting his haircut at Great Clips, right? He's in town visiting family. But he's down in Steubenville running their news station, local news, like our 3, 5, and 8. How did he know he wanted to do that? Mr. Fessmeyer on TV. because he had the same opportunity that Caden talked about. That got him going at Kent State, and now he's working full-time in that arena. Never would have had that opportunity otherwise. Emily Fernandez, who's a senior at Miami University, wrote me and said, I just got a full-time paid internship, this was last summer, at Cincinnati's Office of Budget and Evaluation. And the lawyer, who's an environmental lawyer, who interviewed me said that he was so impressed by my theater training and my public speaking ability, and that all the lawyers in that office were made to go to improv class and take theater training. But long story short, her ability to speak well, her theater training led to a paid internship while in college, right? I have kids Corey Hopman's a senior, he's getting paid $15 an hour right now in Twinsburg to teach drums, skills that he garnered while at the high school as part of Thrive. And a few others doing the same, teaching acting, teaching piano, teaching guitar. So our kids, instead of working for minimum fast food, are applying their skills and helping to pay their way through college because they have unique, special opportunities in Streetsboro. Because Streetsboro is a unique, special place. And we want to maintain that and grow that. Thanks.